Hey, folks, do you love Apocalypse Zoom? Do you want to let us know that you love us? Go over to YouTube, go over to Patreon, you go over to eddiepepitone.com, drop us a subscribe, and we sure would appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, plants that have grown ears with the ability to log in and download podcasts and enjoy the Pepster himself, welcome to Apocalypse Soon, the only podcast with no upside, and here he is. He's out of the hospital. He's fresh as a daisy. He's pumped up and ready to go. Hide your daughters. Lock up your wives. It's Eddie Pepitone.
Good afternoon, good morning, good night, everybody. It's Eddie Pepitone. We are in a beautiful park. As usual, folks, I just want to say hello. I had a couple of major surgeries. I know I kind of have been beating around the bush. I brought my doctor here today just to talk about it. My doctor, Al Feingold. Say hello, Al, to them.
Hello.
Yeah, and I had limited health insurance. My health insurance that I had for these surgeries was through my Honda Accord, like airbag. It was connected to Honda Accord airbag program where they replaced my airbag and they also gave me a surgeon. Now you're legally a surgeon, doctor, in what country is it? Estonia?
Azerbaijan is where I got all my certifications, but I can practice in Mexico.
Right.
And
you work for Honda.
I do primarily, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. And so I want to talk to the doctor. I want to say hello to Kevin. Kevin has... Hey. Kevin, I'm 3 weeks, a little more than 3 weeks into recovery. I have full movement. I had a little bit of a paniculectomy where they had to take 10 pounds off my gut, which feels good because now I'm going to be a J.C. Penney model for lawnmower equipment.
Eddie, more. It's a big lawnmower. Give me one more shot. I would love to see you behind a lawnmower pushing and like a French director with the camera, like, you're beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, my good Mr. Pepitone, smile behind the lawnmower. You're so sexy.
Oh, Mr. Baby. Why is that guy so French? Mr. Baby, Mr. Pepitone. Can you pull your pants down a little bit to show the scar on your belly?
I would like to see the little bit of your ass crack when you empty the lawnmower cash. And you will.
There's cash in this lawnmower? No, C-A-C-H-E. So yeah, I've been recovering. I'm 3 weeks into recovery from... I don't know if I should just say it out loud, but prostate cancer surgery, and it went well. And Dr. Feingold, now you said to get the cancer, right, in association with Honda.
Yes, we're still going through the paperwork and all the itemization, and it's a process. But so far, so good. Everything went well. And I got to say that Eddie was telling jokes all the way through the surgery. I mean, I never had...
Well, I thought I was going to be put under, but I guess I didn't get the coverage.
That's the thing, Eddie. We did put you under, and you still told jokes. And you killed. You did great.
I did great?
You did great. I've never seen anything like it. You killed. I mean, he was telling dick jokes while we were getting his dick ready for surgery. He's amazing, this guy. He's a workhorse.
I like to tailor... Oh, there's a police helicopter.
Oh, thank God.
Hello, boys. Keep it up. I like to tell jokes that are tailored to the situation I'm in. If I'm having prostate surgery,
sure,
I like to tailor my jokes around that. If I'm in a dry cleaner, I like to tell jokes about that. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, doctor, now, since I had limited health insurance, and the only reason you were able to do surgeries because I have a Honda Accord.
Your extended warranty covers your
My prostate.
your prostate, and it extends to the piliectomy.
To the what?
The piliectomy.
Yes, peniculectomy.
Peniculectomy. I can barely say it. I did it. But I can
Nobody
barely say
can.
It. Yeah,
Nobody
it's hard.
can.
It's easier to do the surgery than to
Now-
say the word.
Yeah.
Now, when I hear penectomy, or
Peniculectomy.
okay,
Right.
I thought there was something penis related, and
Well,
I got
it
scared.
is because the urologist had to go through my gut, and since I had a prodigious gut.
Not to brag.
By the way, it's amazing to watch this man. He changed my airbags in my Honda Accord, and then to see him go from like a blue collar type thing into this medical acumen. It's you're a kind of a Renaissance man.
I had to get all my
Can you
licensure.
put it a little closer. Yeah.
Forgive me.
No, forgive me.
No. I love to see that you're healing. Your energy's coming back, Eddie.
It is.
You're
It is.
a symbol of strength to me and recovery. And doing my initial training, I had to do it through wartime in Azerbaijan. So changing airbags is the least of what I'm able to do. So you're in good hands, as you know. And
Well, I don't want to get into a whole sad song and dance.
Oh, okay.
About wartime.
Got you.
Where there's so much trouble
Right.
in the world, and I've been
True.
realizing that the best way to deal with all this horrific war is to watch film noir. That's how I've been dealing with it. Double Indemnity is really a good movie. Have you seen it?
No.
Fred McMurray and who was the shit, I can't believe I can't remember it.
Double
but-
Indemnity. I got to look that one up.
Oh God, what a great movie about a guy, who is an insurance guy, and he gets hooked into a scheme to kill a woman's husband, and it involves a train. It's great, but I like it makes me forget about the genocide in Gaza,
Right.
for instance.
Whatever works, my friend. I know. I'm with you. I'm
and
with you on that. It's
the
a
fact
strange
that
time.
the United States is funding that. By the way,
Ooh.
Doctor, those are beautiful sneakers.
Very nice. I mean, I made just enough money from your surgery to buy these sneakers.
For my surgery.
Yeah. Yours and like two other people. And I
Finally
appreciate
saved up
that.
enough.
Yeah. Thank you.
That's pretty good. So you do like what? Now this was a 7-hour. By the way, folks, this is true. 7-hour surgery.
Yep. 7 hours.
This was my peniculectomy and then the prostate cancer surgery.
Did you record any of your material that you got out
I
during
didn't know I was doing material.
Well,
I have access to that.
the 7-hour
Yeah.
surgery
Yeah.
set.
Yeah. We'll set you up.
7-hour surgery set. Imagine that. It's like I put it out on Netflix.
Yeah.
And it's just me. It's just me like, hey doc, they're asking me to be a JC Penny model.
Yeah. 7 hours. And look at you now. I think we did well. How you feeling?
Well, I got to tell you, and this is true too. They had my arms over my head for 7 hours because they had to work downstairs.
Yeah.
And by the way, I hope no young children are watching this podcast. I think the material here today is something that toddlers definitely shouldn't see. I'm not sure what grade and up should be able to see this, but they had my arms over my head and they're working on my prostate. And what happened was when I woke up from that 7-hour surgery, they had my arms over my head for 7 fucking hours. I had no feeling
Oh, gosh.
in this arm from the elbow down, just complete pins and needles and numb. Over the days, I've gotten feeling back and the numbness is gone, but I still have a lot of pain, and I'm going to have to go to a neurologist.
Oh, wow.
And I don't blame you. You know, you said you had to pin my arms behind my head and
part of
have
the
your
procedure.
way with me, huh?
Right. It's part of the procedure. We had to get to what we needed to get to, and if we didn't do that, you would be in a lot more pain than you are now. And I apologize.
I understand.
Your insurance is limited, Eddie. And I did what I had to do.
I know my insurance is limited. And let me ask you this, and this is kind of just a sidetrack. After this surgery now, what can I have done on the Honda Accord? Because I think I have some kind of, like, there's a little ping. Am I able to still use that Honda Accord insurance, or did I use it up on the paniculectomy and the prostate cancer?
I'd have to run that through corporate to see if there's any percentage left over, any residuals left over. I can't say publicly whether you do or not. I would assume not.
Yeah. And they told me you told me, actually, I only had one doctor, and we did this in the Honda facilities on Lancashire and Cumpston.
Right.
Over here in North Hollywood, and it was noisy, but you did a great job. But
thank you.
They told me that I have to come into the Honda dealership and get a blood test every 3 months. Hello, guys. Hi.
Oh, hello. Hi.
Hello, my little doggies.
Hey,
oh, you're very pretty.
Do you know these guys?
You're very pretty. I think I've met them before.
Hi, buddy.
Hello.
Eddie knows all the dogs.
Oh,
man.
Oh, man. Dude, I was just saying that dogs for me make life palatable. Animals in general, cats, dogs.
Yep.
Dogs particularly, they're just happy.
100%. It's unconditional love from dogs. Although I met a sheep up in Northern California named Sean, and Sean took to me, pet him, loved me every day, and the owners came out one day, they go, "Hey, we've been watching you petting Sean, and we want to tell you that Sean's an asshole, and he usually knocks people on their ass.
But he liked you.
But he liked me. The love he gave me, he had a full body afro, and the love he gave me was just pure."
Where was this?
This was in Weed, California, up near Mount Shasta.
I've been. I've been.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, when I was driving through Weed, my comedic mind was like, Weed, California. This would make some very funny marijuana jokes.
Thinking outside the box, my friend.
Last time I came from Oregon, we stopped in Weed, and I spent.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I spent like $100 on
T-shirts and shit.
paraphernalia,
Oh, really?
hats.
Did they make K with that name? Yeah.
Oh
They
yeah.
had-
yeah.
Oh, it was a whole store with weed shot
I love
glasses
weed.
and
All the,
sweatshirts, and
the whole thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
My wife thought it was so funny. And I'm
My
like,
wife.
I'm like, let's go nuts. You know, let's get
Absolutely.
after it.
It's a little gem, that little town.
Yeah.
But the
I
animals.
Like Mount Shasta is, the only thing that's really dangerous over there are the wildfires now, which have really become dangerous over there. You know?
Yeah.
That's where Shasta soda is also from. Do you remember Shasta
I
root
do.
beer?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Oh,
Did not know that.
Royal
I'm kidding,
Cola,
but-
Shasta.
Again, that's the comedic mind.
This guy,
When
I'm telling you.
When I hear Shasta, I think Shasta soda.
I remember Shasta soda.
Yeah, right?
I do. I do.
Yeah.
As a kid.
Okay.
I had a friend whose family had a big stake in a lot of the off-brand soda companies.
Oh, wow.
And they were
Shasta off-brand?
Shasta was one of them.
I guess if you're not Coke or Pepsi,
Yeah.
right?
He legitimately did have a garage full of RC Cola.
Oh, wow.
Legitimately.
Wow.
So in my high school and like junior high days, if we'd be over at my buddy Rob's place and it'd be, hey, who wants an RC Cola?
How old were you back then? 40s?
No. No, I was probably 12, 13.
Oh, yeah.
something like
That's
that.
when
It's
soda...
magic.
You know,
Magic
one of the
time.
guys I tour with, Chris Gethard, I didn't know this until I was touring with him. He is a soda aficionado.
Really?
And I was
Really?
surprised because he's a very conscious guy.
I love that guy, by the way. He's
Gethard
great.
is great.
Yes. Yes.
Have you ever listened to his podcast?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
Is it pretty good?
Yeah, he's a deep guy. He's been through a lot, and he's got a lot to say.
Oh, big time.
And I love his whole thing. His whole consciousness.
Very
I like.
positive.
Yeah, for
yeah.
sure. For
Is
sure.
What's the name of that podcast again that Chris does? Something beautiful, it says.
Life is Beautiful. No,
don't
it's
know.
something
Is that
simple.
The one,
It's something simple.
yeah.
is that the one where he interviews people?
Don't
that
hang
call in?
yourself.
Yep. Someone calls in and they have
Don't
a
step in
whole
dog shit.
fucking podcast. What?
I'm thinking about the podcast name.
Well, you could Google it, Doc.
I got it right here.
Yeah. The grass is green.
Yeah, it's called
the way, it's
Beautiful Stories from Anonymous People.
Beautiful stories from it. What a great idea for a podcast.
I love that.
Right?
Absolutely.
By the way,
I
that
love
should
that.
inspire you guys, both you guys. Me, I don't have any feeling down here anymore, so it doesn't inspire me, but it should inspire you to, if you ever want to do a podcast, something like that is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, something so simple, but what I love about it is that it's also really deep and
Right.
and sweet and beautiful.
Right. People
Yeah.
want real. People want to connect.
Want real because there's
Yeah.
so much bullshit.
Absolutely. It's mostly bullshit.
It's mostly I mean,
Yeah.
look at Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
yeah. Oh man.
Did anybody? I watched
Yeah.
that
I watched
fucking
it.
thing,
I was
did too.
frustrated.
and I knew it was going to be that. Nothing happened,
Yep. Nothing.
and
Tyson looks so tough in training, and then at the fight, he
Do you
just
think
let go.
that he actually gave something in the fight, or do you think he just held back because of contractually?
who? held
Tyson.
back?
Tyson or Jake
no,
Paul?
No, I think maybe Paul held back a little, but he's also an untalented boxer.
Yeah. He's just
good
started
at
boxing.
promotion.
Yeah,
huh?
he's great.
Yeah.
He's like a YouTube
made-
sensation
He's
guy.
good at making money.
Yeah,
They
100%.
made Jake Paul made $40 million, and Mike Tyson made $20 million.
Are you serious?
Wow.
Well, that's pretty good.
I got to hang out with Mike a couple of times.
You did? Really?
Yeah.
Is he still sober? I'm not sure about that.
No, he's like gone off the rails a little bit. But this
would
was
think
back.
so.
This was back like in 2000. I'd say 15, 16, around that time.
Right.
And we're up at another like a celebrity's house, and all these people were there, and I got to know them, and we were talking.
yeah.
And long story short, I got to meet him a few times, and one day he made chocolate chip cookies, and he said, "Hey Zach, I made some chocolate chip cookies. You want some cookies?" And I was like, "Yeah, thanks, Mike." And
Oh,
he's-
you met him a few times.
Yeah, yeah.
At this person's house.
Yeah. He's a sweetheart, but you know, he can look at you if you say the wrong thing, and he's a terrifying individual for sure. He's a big dude.
I know, but what's really fucked up and sad is how the country, our country, it's all spectacle now. Like there was no, what is the word I'm looking for? Content. It's all like, you know, just like graphics. This is what the world is now.
Yes.
Graphics,
Yep.
pyrotechnics.
Yep.
And then the
Yep.
quality.
Yep.
It's not there. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, I've
Look at
noticed a
the. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I've noticed a lot of people. It's like a commentary on a guy watching a commentary on something else,
Right.
with graphics, and then somebody
Right.
else reacting to
Right.
that. It's like
you know, I
Right,
actually
right.
was watching a black rapper, and I don't mean to drop ethnicities, but I was watching a black rapper who was listening to Bob Dylan's song Hurricane
Oh wow.
for the first time, and I actually really enjoyed watching
And
his
process.
reaction. So
Yeah.
here I am, like making fun of all those people who do that, and then I enjoyed
hey.
a video watching this
Right.
because I was like, this dude, because I'm a Bob Dylan lunatic,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
and this black man had never seen Dylan or heard Dylan's song about Reuben Carter, who got jailed.
Yep.
It was
Yeah.
completely
Horrible.
railroaded
Yeah.
by the New
Yeah.
Jersey police.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is in Patterson. Patterson, New Jersey.
How was his reaction? Like, did he like it?
He was blown away.
Oh wow.
And I was like digging it.
Wow.
Like
Yeah.
that he was blown away
So
by
you're
Dylan.
saying you like to watch people have real reactions to real things, as opposed to all this light and sound and
People
just
having
nervous
real
system.
reaction.
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
Again, it's real. It's what you
Yeah.
said,
Yeah.
doctor. And by the way, this is great that you're a doctor and you can also just get involved in videos and things like that.
You know what? Life is short, Eddie. And we have to dip our toes in the pool of uncertainty as much as possible to grow. And so that's what I've chosen to do.
Wow.
Could I be out making money right now with wealthy people on a yacht somewhere? Probably so. But I'd rather be
so.
here with you guys in a park watching dogs talking about Mike Tyson.
Yeah, you could be doing another surgery at the Honda factory right now.
Absolutely.
You know, have
Absolutely.
another man up on the lift.
My phone's been going off the whole time.
That was the thing. That was the thing. They put me up on the lift.
Yeah.
And I guess you anesthetized me with the thing that fills up the tires, the air. I don't know what you did.
No.
How did you anesthetize me?
No. That's a completely different thing. We use some Honda equipment that they use for the vehicles, yes. But mostly all aseptic technique, all on the board,
okay.
above the board,
Above
clean,
the board.
absolutely. Most of our stuff comes from Amazon.
Little fentanyl in there.
They gave you what you needed at the time. You know, they gave you what you needed at the time.
I heard did they check your oil while you're up there at all?
Everything got checked.
Oh, yeah.
So now you're here.
Yep.
Your life, your whole new chapter's in front of you.
Yes.
You're sitting in
Let's
the park.
hope it is. You know, they
Yeah.
want, you want to see me in 3 months to see.
Yeah, we got to check. We got to make sure everything's on the up and up and nothing's changed. And
Yeah.
you know, this thing usually goes really well. And if it doesn't, we can fix it because we're looking at you. We're taking a
Right.
good look at you.
No, I had a choice between Honda and Toyota, and I thought you guys had a much better, like, post-op.
Yeah, much better package.
High mileage vehicles.
Yeah.
High and I'm high mileage.
Oh,
there's
yeah.
no question.
Oh, a little wear and tear.
A little wear and tear on
Yeah,
this.
we
old-
don't forget the old ones. Like, we don't. We take care of you
I'm
too.
like
Yeah.
Queen Elizabeth, you know.
How so?
Please elaborate.
Well, I'm talking about the QE2 that used to, go back and forth between the Atlantic,
Oh yeah, that's right. The big the
Yeah.
the ship, not
The
the person.
ship, not the
Okay,
person.
okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to connect the
I'm
dots.
sorry.
No, I'm sorry. My bad.
I think you apologize too much, Doctor.
So what's next, Eddie? You got your health.
Well, I decided that since I've been feeling better and better, let's see, I got this surgery done October 30 and it's November 20.
Yeah.
So that's like 3 weeks in. I'm only 3
Yeah.
weeks out
Yep,
from the
yep,
surgery
yep,
and I'm already like driving again.
Yeah.
You know,
When do you go
I-
back to the gym?
I don't think I can go back to the gym for a couple of months.
Couple
at
months?
least,
Yeah.
at least because of the incision
Yeah.
that went hip to hip.
Yeah.
Now, I did notice there were a lot of young women in front of your apartment. A lot of people don't know that Eddie's apartment is very close to where we record, and there's a gathering of women that are upset about your lack of availability
Right.
sexually.
Well,
you know, so I think it'd be
with
good to throw
prostate
that-
cancer surgery, we have to see if any of, and the doctor could tell you better than me, if I'll be able to engage in relations anymore, you know.
Gonna be
But
a-
if not, I have a briefcase full of dildo.
Yeah.
Everything is going to work itself
Right.
out.
Well, Briefcase Full of Dildos was your first album, I remember, too, which, how apropos.
Full circle, my friend.
Full
Yeah.
circle.
Yes.
And by the way, I'm 66, and I don't even care about relations anymore. I mean, I do, but I think for me, this part of my life is all going to be about, thank you, self-realization. And what I mean by that is that I am going to try to just go toward my highest self.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to try to, I know we're human and we have to accept our humanity, but I am going to try to go toward, a spiritual liberation, which means I don't want to get stuck in my mind thinking the same bullshit, fucking little nasty thoughts, watching the news and
Right.
watching this fucking country go to shit,
Right.
and watching these warmongers who rule this planet and kill innocent people. I don't want to play that game. I want to go toward love and spiritual liberation, and that's what this part of my life is about. That and the new gelato that's coming out. There's a new gelato coming out. It's a Rocky Road gelato.
Thank God.
And that's part of my humanity. I still
You're still human.
I'm still human.
Yeah.
And by the way, being in the hospital, I was in the hospital from it was Wednesday night through Saturday, and it's so funny. The nurses, and we'll, you were great playing the doctor, but we're gonna get real now.
Oh,
This is Zach Tiegen, right? Am I pronouncing it right?
Zach Tiegen. Yep, that's it.
Tiegen.
Yep.
Zach Tiegen and Kevin Tiegen. It's very
Thank you.
similar.
Tinkin Tiegen. Look at that.
Tiegen,
Right, yeah,
Tiegen.
Yeah, look at
Is it
that.
a T-I-E?
Tiegen.
But
Yeah.
Zach
I'm a
is-
T-I-E-N-K-E-N.
Really?
Yeah,
Zach has been a Hollywood boy for a while. You're from New York?
Yeah, from New York. Yeah.
Another New Yorker, but
Yeah. East Coast.
yeah. So Zach is a fellow stand-up comic, and I thought it'd be funny to have him as my doctor. He's not really my doctor. I know a lot of you have your heads so far up your asses that you're like, wow, Eddie really didn't have good health coverage. No, but what was wild in the hospital was the nurses. I'd be drugged up. They're giving me the oxycodone or whatever.
Content?
What?
Content?
Yeah.
Oxycontin, oxycodone, a lot of oxys. Yeah.
Yeah. Each pill had the face of Matthew Perry on it.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know
That's the
if that's-
signature. That's the signature
I don't know
stuff.
if that's too
That's
soon.
high end. That's high end right there.
That may be too soon.
By the way,
I
that's
heard
whose,
he was a great guy.
that's whose house I was at with the Tyson story.
Really?
Get the fuck
I can say it because he's gone.
Yeah.
I guess. But
You
that's
can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
You were at Matthew Perry's house. Now, was
Yeah.
he using then? Was he a party animal then?
Matthew was a really nice,
I know
kind,
he was.
generous.
I heard he was.
Smartest guy in the room.
It was super
affable.
sad.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He just couldn't stop
I get it.
using. Yeah.
Not only that, but I know you get it. He really helped a lot of people
Yep,
by
he did.
being so public about his addiction.
He did. He
Yes.
did. But he couldn't
And-
do it himself, unfortunately.
He couldn't do it himself
No.
because and that's the thing about addiction, right?
Yeah.
Is you could go to experiment, but if you get in a little too deep,
Oh yeah.
you're
takes
fucked.
over.
You need help.
A lot of people think it's just like down to drugs and alcohol, but you can have addiction with food, sex, gambling.
Well, those are the things I like to get deep into.
Oh, yeah.
The sex addiction. Well, the sex addiction. Where you know what, dude, we are addicted. We are all addicted. Like
Right.
you can look through life through the addiction, through the lens
Oh,
of
yeah.
addiction.
Oh yeah.
We're all like it's gradation.
Yeah, for
like
sure.
how much am I addicted to food, sex?
And it's all
You
the
know?
same thing, the same roots. So you're trying to transcend that in this stage of your life, trying to transcend the humanity that we all have, and it's
No,
it's,
I mean,
it's,
that's
it's,
the thing. That's the tricky thing about going on a spiritual trip is that you can't be like, oh, I'm just gonna go into the clouds. You have to kind of have compassion for your humanity. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
That's a difficult
Forgive
one.
yourself for the judgments you've made about yourself, for the
Yeah.
past, staying present, staying creative versus reactive.
Yeah.
It takes practice, man.
Right.
It takes practice,
Right.
and we're human and we falter, and we have to
Yeah.
be gentle on
I think
ourselves.
the biggest example is faltering is Kevin. And it's sort of like a faltering clinic.
I know so good for the first part of my life. For 30 years, I kept it so
I think
clean.
I think you had, and I don't know if you would agree with this, but I think you had, and you got out of it, which is amazing. But I think you had religion a little forced on you.
Oh, yeah. I didn't have an option. All the people I respected and looked up to that were supposed
Yeah.
to teach me about life
I
all
never
told
had
me
that.
that this was the way. you
Yeah.
know?
Were you religious?
Oh, yeah. I was raised
You
very
grew up with
religious.
Christian.
Yeah. It
Christian.
was Southern Baptist, but it was in Central California. So
Oh wow.
Central Cal. Have you ever been to Fresno? It's a slaughterhouse
Yeah.
of despair.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
the heat alone will make you.
Yeah,
heat-
yeah,
oh,
it's
heat is
nasty.
fucking- We
It's
did.
nasty.
He took me
Ugh.
there to do stand up, and it was fucking wild.
Yes. Yeah.
The
That
money
fun.
was good though.
Yeah. Well,
Money was good. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I still have people bring that up.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah.
Sounds like you guys had a blast.
Yeah, I think it was a little over a year ago. It wasn't that long ago, but yeah.
Oh, was it just a year ago?
I think it was a little over a year ago.
Fuck.
It was like it'll be 2 years in the summer. So yeah.
Wow.
In the
But
summer.
yeah, it was a blast. But I think what you're talking about is the freedom from the disgusting human genetic animal code that forces us to go towards our pure desires.
Yeah.
Where we know it's not good, but you just say it's that slavery to your own
Right.
desires, whether it's sex or I'm so horny. I got a friend, dude. Every time he's a brilliant stand-up. Every time I've been in a car with him and we're about to go do a longer set, this guy's worried about I should have jacked off yesterday, or I shouldn't have jacked off.
I mean, that's something.
Or he goes,
that I've never neglected.
Well, he'll be like, he'll be negotiating. I shouldn't have smoked weed. Well, maybe I should smoke weed before I go up, and then after the set, and I will have.
So he's always
indecisive and back and
he's
forth.
also oblivious to the world around him. So like the other two comics that were with us and me, we had our own experience. This guy doesn't care at all. He's worried about whether or not he should have jacked off.
He's in a lot of pain.
Yeah,
and I
obviously.
know we're joking about it, but I relate to that, man. I relate to that. Like, oh man, it is difficult, and that's the thing that I want to work on in the last, I don't know. Let's say I'm 66. Let's hope I have 15 good years.
Oh,
More than that. You're that's
But I mean, good years.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I still want to be touring at 90 and just have tubes coming out of me. And I'm
Wheeled on the stage.
I'm wheeled onto the stage going, you motherfucker. Like by then we'll all be in camps and I'm just performing.
Absolutely. Yeah. On the one television channel that everybody has to watch at a certain amount of time.
they'll strap you to your hospital bed, and then they'll be able to raise you up above the internment camp, and then rotate your bed so you're facing down.
Drop the mic.
Attention.
Right.
Attention, and it was be like, attention, prisoners. Jared Trump. Who's Trump's kid? Barron Trump.
Yeah,
This is like 20 years from now.
Yeah.
Barron Trump will let Eddie Pepitone engage you in humor for approximately 5 minutes. And I'm like, 81 years old. I'm like, you God, let me tell you something. I'm kept alive by a tube of blue liquid. I don't know why this is Irish, but
It's a different time, man.
but here's the thing, and you talking about that guy who's obsessed with I should have done this, I should have done that, not fulfilling his desire.
Yeah.
Is that? Let me tell you, the biggest thing that I know is intellectually true, but can I really do it is the other question. We need to slow down. We need to breathe. We need to have conscious breaths.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's difficult now because as much as I complain about all the bullshit that's out there, there's a lot of ways to distract yourself and entertain yourself. And I have been watching a lot of film noir. I love hockey.
Yeah.
I love sports. I love watching different sporting events. But we have to take the time, I think, to have conscious breaths and ground ourselves and feel the spaciousness in everything instead of be like I need this, I need that, I need that. It's very difficult, but that's the goal.
I love it.
I will say one of the lessons that I really value from religion is there would be a lot of things where they would reference God, but I felt like there was a universal thing, and like when people wouldn't get caught up on the semantics of Noah's Ark, or it was actually X amount of years when Adam and Eve were here, when all that stuff gets tossed aside, you get to the real nitty gritty. I remember hearing people talking about crying out to God for answers, or like looking to God for answers to and I think that's a very human thing, like regardless of your religion. And a lot of the advice that I would hear in those moments is, are you listening for answers? You know, and I think the universe will bring you those answers when you take a moment to breathe and have some silence, and you're not just jacking off to hockey fights.
Exactly.
You know?
No, that's beautiful, beautiful. I got to tell you, when I went to Shasta, I'm at the Shaun the Sheep.
Oh, that's right. You went kind of recently.
Yeah.
You were sending videos.
Yeah, I had to get off the grid and just check into nature, and it was perfect.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I went to a breathwork class, and the guy taught us oceanic breathwork. I've been doing it since I got back, and all it is just slow, deep breathing to the point where you calm your nervous system down, 3 minutes, and it sets the tone for my whole day. When I do it, I have the capacity and the bandwidth to deal with all those frequencies out here. And when I don't do it, I get caught up in those frequencies and I'm a fucking wreck. Yeah. And then I reach for the food, I reach for the porn, whatever it is.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
So.
But also is whenever, not only that routine of doing that when you get up, but whenever you can remember during the day, anytime during the day.
Right.
Take a breath.
Right.
Take 2 breaths.
Right.
Ideally, take 3 conscious breaths.
Have you been doing
Whenever
that?
you can remember.
Have you been doing that
No,
yourself?
I don't believe in it.
But for us, we can do
mortals,
it. Yeah, right.
No, I try to do it when I remember. It is very difficult though.
Yeah.
Because what our ego says is, this is boring. Come on.
Yep.
Take a breath. Fucking get online and hit it.
Right.
Yeah. Go walk down the street and get all the weed you want.
Right.
And let's jack off to some porn.
There's so much at our, just an arm's reach away, just a phone click away. We can have any vice we want now.
Yeah.
And it's really easy to get caught up in it, man.
Now, I don't know if you were trying to transition into a guided meditation at all.
Let's see. Let me just see where we're at.
We're
at 37.
We're creeping up on towards the end, and I think we should give the listeners
a guided,
a little bit of silly, and it maybe
Was this too morose?
No.
This whole tone.
Not at all.
Okay.
And like you said, people want
it's real, right?
Reality, because we are so goofy so consistently, but every once in a while I'll be like, hey, let's end with like a little final word, and Eddie will give a little words of wisdom or like something, and I get responses from people that they like that.
People want real, man. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
the stuff I've been doing on stage, very vulnerable lately. I feel like I'm about to get judged.
Yeah.
And I am,
Yeah.
but I'm connecting with people and they're talking to me about it, and it feels good.
And that is what we want when we get on stage.
Yeah.
Not in a pretentious way, but like the connection.
Yeah.
Or what Stanislavski called communion.
Yeah.
With the audience. It's like a sacred thing.
Yeah.
That and we live in such a cynical age that to talk about a sacred communion during stand-up is like, right.
Yep.
But it's true.
Yep.
It's like when you're saying, when you talk about some real stuff and you feel the connection, it's what keeps us going as stand-ups.
Yeah.
Yep.
You too.
Well, you feel so shitty when you don't go up. I mean, the power of getting up in front of people. I know I go through depression all the time.
Yeah.
You get up in front of you. Maybe you haven't gone up in 2, 3, 4 days, something like that. And you start to feel it.
Oh yeah.
And then you're like, ugh. And then you get up and you can have whatever, a decent set. I feel like $1 million after that.
Right.
Like I feel so much better.
I'm learning even when I have a bad set, which is most of the time. I'm proud of myself for getting up and facing that, because I get depressed too. And it's to the point where sometimes I go a month without getting up because I get into the fear.
Yeah.
So back to the breath work, back to the connection.
Yeah.
That takes us out of that. All those downloads we're born. Sometimes it's our lineage, whatever.
Depression is wild. I mean, and I think we all suffer from it. So what is an antidote to that? Because it can be crushing sometimes.
Yeah.
And it's really a build-up. Depression is really buying into this repetitive thing
Yeah.
that has been implanted in your brain somehow.
Yep. Obsessive.
You know.
Yeah.
I just watched. I just saw a video about a study where they were talking about the effects of talking about your problems on kids. I think it was junior high and like kids below like 13 to 15 or something. It was a very small sample, but they were showing that a lot of these kids focusing and talking about their problems too much was actually making them worse.
Ooh.
Right.
Yes.
Ooh.
Self-obsession.
Yes,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Especially now, I mean, you see so many kids. I mean, you see it for kids forever have been blowing small things out of proportion.
Sure.
So when the popularity and the understand of like mental health, and then
Yeah.
all this like all this the new decisions that kids have to make now. It's not your goth or your
Right.
punk rocker or whatever.
Right.
Now you're non-binary or
Right.
you're trans or you're
Right.
gay, and there's all this extra stuff that's been there forever.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I do feel like it's more in the zeitgeist now.
Yep.
But I think these kids, like, they start talking about this stuff and starts getting like, oh, well, a little too
much.
Yeah, and I think the solution to a lot of this stuff, at least for me it has been, is being around being around friends and
Yeah.
and also like thinking about other people and like getting, trying to focus
Yes.
on the other or
Being
just
of service.
Yes.
or enjoying the beauty of the world.
Yep,
Like
yep.
I think like finding satisfaction in the world around you is super powerful.
100%, man. I love
It's
that.
very
I'm
simple.
gonna start preaching right now.
No,
Eddie.
no. There's a simplicity to it, and I think we rebel against simplicity because our ego wants complicated. It wants to sink its teeth into problems and
Right.
difficulties.
Right.
But let's do a guide. So we're going to end it. I'm going to do a guided
Okay.
meditation.
Yeah.
And why don't you introduce it?
Well, before we do that, I love
Yeah.
you so much,
Thank
Eddie.
you,
I'm
Cap.
so glad you're back. I was worried. I know a lot of our listeners were worried
Well-
that we got a ton of emails. Finally, I don't know if your life has to be threatened for us to get a bunch of emails, but I'm
No, and I want to thank everybody. I love the emails in general.
yeah.
Again, that's about connection. When people are like, being real with me, and it feels really nice.
People love you, and I got to say it quickly, and I'm glad we're ending on a really positive, fun note here. You and your work as a human being on stage has helped me in times of depression because laughter, I don't even have to say it. Laughter is the
No, I've
best.
seen Patch Adams.
Yeah. I'll leave it
Thank
there.
you, man.
We
Thank
love you, dude.
I love you guys.
Yeah, we love
I
you too.
guys.
Beautiful.
And let's do a guided meditation.
All right.
And as the three men decide to get emotional and be genuine with one another, it's time for another guided meditation with Eddie Pepitone.
All right, everybody. Now, I just had my prostate removed, and I want everybody to think about the things they will eventually get removed from their body, whether it's a mole or their entire colon or the vagina, or a lot of people get removed their sense of stability because of, by the way, folks, one thing during this guided meditation I don't want you to think about is that the United States currency is going to be replaced soon by something called BRICS, which is BRICS, which is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South America, and other countries are going to replace the U.S. currency, and the dollar is going to get so devalued that when that happens, it'll cost like $2,500 for a six-pack of beer. So do not think about that. What I want you, and we're basically going to be like Venezuela, where it's going to be, life is going to be very, very brutish and short. So just put on light-fitting clothing and start to, lay down on a comfortable spot. Make sure there's no urine in this spot. I myself have a little incontinence now. If I'm being honest, I have peed my pants 100 times during this podcast, but I want you to lay down. Hopefully you're not in urine or blood or semen, which is a good way to describe my underwear. But you're just laying down on a beautiful surface and you're taking a deep breath, a deep, beautiful breath. And you're not only breathing in God or whatever you want to call it, a higher power or, you know, a beautiful, beautiful model. You're just breathing in a gorgeous nectar of life and living. One thing I want to impart to you in this guided meditation, and with your first in-breath, I want you to realize that everything is temporary. Your joy, your pain, your desires, everything manifests, then everything disappears. I mean, think about the vacation you were on to Mount Shasta. Where is that now? That's gone. And you're left with this bag of whatever. Just realize that everything comes and everything goes, that nothing is permanent. There's nothing to hold on to. There's nothing to grasp. There is nothing to grab. There's nothing to cling to. Let go, everybody. That's what I'm saying. Just let go of it all. Let go of your hopes and dreams. Let go of your fears. Let go of your desires. Let it all go and rest in the peace of the infinite. We are in the infinite. We don't realize how miraculous this life is. We don't. We all need to, especially Kevin needs to get high constantly. And I was doing that 3 months ago. Yes, it was fun. But you know what? It only goes so far, because the infinite, the miraculous is right here, right now. If we let go and if we don't cling to all these wants and dislikes and likes. And that's really the guided meditation for today.
Thanks for joining us on another guided meditation with Eddie Pepitone. Oh, that was nice.
That was a good one.
Whew, that felt beautiful, man.
Right?
That was nice. You got anything you want to plug before we wrap it up?
Yeah, you have anything you want to plug?
Microphone.
I got nothing going on, guys.
Okay, you're not.
No, I'm good.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, folks, thanks for joining us on Apocalypse Soon. If you like the pod, go over to Patreon. You can throw us $5 or $20 every month, and we'll get you exclusive Eddie Pepitone stand-up. We'll get you this video the day that it comes out. Everybody gets the audio for free, or you just throwing us some money just makes us take the gun a little further away from the temple. And go over to YouTube and subscribe. Go over to eddiepepitone.com and find out when he's coming to your town, and we will see you next week.
Yeah, everybody, thanks for watching Apocalypse Soon, the podcast with no upside.